How do you answer, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Before you answer that, you need to understand why the hiring manager or the interviewer is asking you such a question. Why is the hiring manager or the interviewer asking you this kind of question? One, the hiring manager is asking you this question in order to see whether your career goals and motivations are in line with that of the company goals. The hiring manager wants to select only the people who will help the company achieve its goals, which means that they don't want to select any person. They want to select the people whose goals, their motivations are in line with that of the organization. That is one of the reasons why the hiring manager or the interviewer is asking you this question, because he or she doesn't want to select someone who is having different career goals to that of the organization. The second reason why the hiring manager is asking you this kind of question is to select the few applicants who want this job and this job only. The hiring manager don't want to select people who would want to use the company as a stepping stone to land in other jobs. The hiring manager want to select those who are realistic and are motivated to work for this company for a long period. The third reason why the hiring manager is asking you this question is to know those who would be able to work for the organization medium to long term. What should you include in your answers? One, your answer must demonstrate you are going to be working for the organization for a long period. You need to demonstrate to the hiring manager or the interviewer that you will be working with the organization or for the organization for a long period. The next point you need to include in your answer is to tell them you will be a competent and loyal member of the team, as well as a good team player who will greatly contribute to the achievement of the organizational objectives. You also need to include in your answer that you will be ready to train new members of the organization, that is by transferring your knowledge to them. In answering this question, you need to demonstrate what you'll be doing for the company instead of who you will become in the next 5 years. Let me know in the comment what are some of the points you think should be included in answers to where do you see yourself in the next 5 years. If these are some of the things you need to include in your answers, now what are some of the things you should not include in your answers? In answering this kind of question, you shouldn't come across as someone who is so ambitious, as in the next 5 years you want to take the hiring manager's position or the CEO position. If I'm in the position of the hiring manager, I wouldn't want to select you because in the next 5 years you might make me lose my job because you're going to compete with me. That is not to say that if you are given an opportunity, you should not be aspiring for a higher position, but at your entry level, you don't want to come across as someone who is going to be ambitious and a strong competitor to the hiring manager. Do not include in your answer to this question that you will do whatever you are asked to do. Be focused, know what you want. If your aim is to be in key positions, if you are not being offered that key position, you might not be happy. You should also not include in your answer in the next 5 years you see yourself becoming your own boss. If you are going to become your own boss, then there's no need for the hiring manager or the interviewer to select you. It's best they don't select you so that you focus on yourself and build your own business and become your own boss. Depending on how the interviews goes, you might become conversational and you might lose card in talking about in the next 5 years you see yourself working for other organizations, playing some key roles in those organizations as well. That is a red flag. That is no. They don't want to hire you, spend so much on you, train you, and lose you to their competitors. Also, you don't want to come across as someone who will respond to this question, wait, I don't have any idea to this question. That is why you need to prepare for these kind of questions whenever you are going for interviews, because you could be asked at any time. If you enjoyed this video, there will be a video showing up on the screen that might also interest you. See you in the next video. Peace out.